Hi guys, it's Foxy Mama 365 back with the review of The Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 13 Episode 2, New Peaches in the Orchard. Yes, we get our introduction to Drew, Sidora, and Latoya Ali. Yes, I like Drew, so far so good, but Latoya, I think I'm gonna have an issue with her, but too soon to tell, but we'll see. So we kick off right away with Cynthia and Candy having some kind of lunch or something, and then they get into talking about the new girls and what's going on. They get into about Latoya, pretty much, and Kenya saying, yeah, she's met Latoya and she's happy about her. Surprise, surprise. They met at Todd's birthday party. Candy, I think, introduced them or something. I'm not sure about that. But anyways, she was like, what is that accent? Yeah, she's originally Trinidadian. That's what she is. So she's like, okay. So she's going to like so pretty much they're going to hit it off on the fact that they are both going through a separation. Their men might have been Trinidadian, or at least she's from Trinidad, so she can kind of tell Kenya what to expect and, teach her a few things about Trinidadian men. So that's pretty much where, Kenya and Latoya are coming from. And of course, Cynthia is like, ooh, that is strange. Girl, what is going on? Because usually Kenya has a way of hazing the new girls when they come around. So it's like, okay, how come you're inviting her to your house already? What is going on? You guys are like... And it happens like that in life. People just meet up and they hit it off. It might not end well, but at least they're going to enjoy it for what it is right now. Yes, I'm happy for Candy. Congratulations are in order to Riley. Riley's graduated. Of course, we know she's going to NYU University to study law. So that's kind of an exciting moment. And only 2 people can attend because it's during the pandemic. Unfortunately, the whole family can't be there, because it's... 2020 has been quite the year. That's pretty much what it is. Oh guys, have you guys checked out my Instagram page? Please be sure to check it out and be sure to like and subscribe or follow, please. Yeah, so it's a crazy year, but so I'm happy to see Mama Joyce. I always love seeing Mama Joyce. She's always very refreshing for me. So Mama Joyce and Candy are going to be going for the ceremony and all of that. I'm happy for Candy to say, oh yeah, Candy was talking about how she almost missed her graduation as well because she was touring at that period with with her group. And so it was kind of like, oh, she came back to get the graduation, but as soon as the graduation was done, she literally, because she almost made them miss and they were like so upset at her. But it's something that is good because she's never going to probably do it again. So I'm happy that she actually did, get that in. Yeah, I never did talk about the catch, the catch. I don't know, get back into that. Candy says a little candy ain't always sweet in the tea. Kenya says, if you don't like my shade, step away from my shadow. Drew says I was in the game because Drew was in the game. But now I'm calling all the players. Okay, girl. Cynthia says something about head over heels. We're so tired of this hill thing. Portia says I may be social distancing, but I'm here for justice. So those are their phrases. Nothing too crazy. It was alright. It's cool. Moving on. So they talk about the Trinidadian man, and they say because Mark is a cheater, they call them Horner men, Horner, and that we should go look for Nigerian men. Girl, Cynthia's already had a Nigerian man eating him, spat him out, and they said the man was pretty much a married man and he pretty much paid for Kenya's house. Allegedly, okay? Kenya, don't come for me. I ain't got no money. Stop. Moving on, but they call him a tabanka. That is Caribbean for love that isn't rewarded or returned, thereby causing a shift in everyday behavior. So they say that Trinidadian men are crazy. But anyway, Kenya is crazy, and I think Kenya just met crazier. Mark was crazier than Kenya because Kenya has always been that girl, that will always have something to say, something to retort back. And for the first time, you see her, trying to be submissive to a man. It's unreal, but that's usually what happens in life. Here we get our introduction to Drew, Sidora. She's sitting down with Cynthia. they're having dinner or something. Unfortunately, Drew has broken a leg or something. Her Achilles heel, she says it is. But I don't know whether she was busting it wide or whatever. Anyways, her Achilles heels, okay, is gone. So actually met Drew through Eva. Ain't no loss there. I'm glad Eva is off the show, because Eva was on the show for I think 2 or 3 seasons, and most of the seasons she was pregnant. I would have said to Eva, girl, after your first baby, give it a break. Like, take it a year and at least let people see you in your element, you know, get your feet. And she got pregnant right, literally almost immediately she got. So it was like, we're over Eva, okay? Bye, Eva. So Drew is here, okay? Drew has already had her kids, so she's got 3 beautiful, beautiful kids. She's living with her man, Ralph, and her mom, who came to help when she was going through a surgery, and then of course the whole situation with the pandemic hit, and her mom has been there ever since. Now, her husband, you can see, is kind of having some kind of conflict with her mom, because she says they've been married for 6 years, and pretty much she says he is the man, and her mom is also kind of an alpha female as well. So they keep bucking heads, and and Drew says she just tries to stay out of it and just watch it all play out, you know, like, what can she do? Anyways. Tonight with CNN Hero. Yeah, that's true. Tonight on CNN Hero, we had Anderson Cooper hosting with Kelly Ripa, and I kept on saying to myself, you know, it would have been nice. Why are they going to give Anderson Cooper and Kelly Ripa that job, that gig again? It would just be nice to see other people. I'm just like, ugh. I mean, Anderson Cooper can get it. Maybe he started, it's his pet project or whatever it is. We're going to probably see him again with Andy, you know, which is okay, because they have a great dynamic, you know, dynamic, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. That's fine. But Kelly Ripa again, we see Kelly Ripa Monday, Tuesday, like, we want new faces, you know, like, it was kind of so refreshing to see Drew, you know. We want new people to, you know, guys, please, CNN, okay. Whew, so they've been married for 6 so they've been married for 6 years. That is Drew and Ralph. And yeah, Drew's mom is absolutely gorgeous. She's a pastor, and she's trying to get them to kind of do some kind of, you know, service, even though it's their anniversary. But she gets into a deal. She's going to take care of the kids, and then they're going to be able to do some kind of praise and worship with her, you know. Yeah, Mama Joyce is back, like I said. I'm happy to see Mama Joyce. Portia is also back. Portia's mom looks beautiful. Look, listen, their moms are really looking so gorgeous. Because Portia's mom looks absolutely beautiful. Mama Joyce also looked really good as well. So it's kind of nice, you know. Black don't crack. That is for real. So Portia's mom is taking care of PJ. Portia's sister is also coming around. Portia is going to be making her way back from... She just got released from jail the night before. PJ is throwing a tantrum. Portia is back finally, and she's like, oh, PJ, you know, that she comes back, nobody gives her a hug. And I remember I'm thinking that she's like, oh, Dennis is no longer working out, that, you know, even though he started as a honeymoon, they're engaged, but Dennis now has a place in the city, and he comes over to stay, and now it's kind of causing a rift. Usually, you see, that's usually what happens. Once you guys are living apart, it becomes convenient to just continue living apart, you know, quarantine and all. So anyway, it is what it is. I don't see Portia and Dennis going down the aisle. It will be really hard, but it is what it is. We'll see. Cynthia's event, let the shade begin. So Cynthia's having like a kind of another tasting. Why she's doing that with Kenya, I don't know, because it takes us back to when Kenya was being so shady in Greece, when Cynthia was doing her wine tasting. But anyways, we get our introduction to Latoya and Kenya. They come riding in together to Kenya's house, and of course Marlo comes through, and Kenya is trying, because obviously through the reunion, they don't, you know, after that whole reunion stuff, it takes them a while to warm up, but it is what it is. Kenya and Marlo, like, okay, you see Kenya throwing shade at every point. You also see Latoya also trying to throw shade at Cynthia, and Cynthia like, girl, I don't know you like that. Are you trying to shade me at my meatballs? Yeah, I like cold meatballs, okay? So they're only talking about the sugar daddy situation with Marlo, and Marlo's like, what? Well, yeah, if you guys always like to call him a sugar daddy, was he really a sugar daddy to me and all of that? Yes, bitch. Marlo, he was. Marlo, he was a sugar daddy, so stop. So he said, go get the definition of a sugar daddy. And he says, a rich older man who lavishes gifts on young women in return for companionship or sexual favors. Okay? So Marlo is like, no, she was in a relationship. He got him because she got her house, her mom's house, and some other stuff, a lot of stuff. But he was a billionaire, so he had a lot of money. So Marlo was like, shh. But the other ladies are like, Marlo, listen, he was a wrinkled old white man. So no matter what you say, you had a sugar daddy, okay? Who is this Kenya? I really want to know who is this, because Kenya is going in with Latoya. They're like hugging, they're like trying to, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? Anyways, at this point, Marlo is shady. Marlo pulls Latoya to the side and says, girl, I don't know who, I don't really know you like that, but you know what, be careful with Kenya, because you know what, don't give her your secrets, because when you're down, she's definitely going to use those secrets to stab you, okay? And that is good advice for anyone that, you know, I really don't know. Well, if Kenya likes you, like if she likes you and she takes you as a friend, I don't think Kenya is a backbiting person. But if Kenya really wants to get at you and maybe you've come at her, she's definitely going to go at you at every point she can. You know, and I think Marlo is saying that because remember when Marlo and Nene were dating the same man? Or at different points, but at some point they had dated the same man, the same white guy when Nene was getting a divorce from Greg. Marlo started seeing the guy, and Kenya came on the show during a reunion and exposed that all out. You know, so Marlo is like, girl, I wouldn't give a secret out to Kenya, okay? She's gonna come at you later with it. So they get to sitting outside, and Drew comes in, and of course Kenya starts to shade her right from the door. She says, I'm underwhelmed. That she looks like a stray. Where does Cynthia get these strays from and all of that? Cynthia is doing the tasting, and of course Kenya says she's going to be mum about it this time around. Why she's doing it again with Kenya, I don't know. But anyways, Latoya doesn't like Drew because of the way the season, the game ended. I love the game, and I totally understand that a lot of people and Drew is saying that a lot of people really don't realize that that was just a show. Like that wasn't really her real life, okay? Even though she played herself in the game, in that game where she in that show, she pretty much was a side chick. And I don't know why people are blaming her. If anybody was to be blamed, it was actually Darwin, because Darwin was the one going back and forth and cheated on Melanie with Drew. Yeah. So anyways, they get out and they start talking about the situation, a very serious topic about being separated. Because at this point, Latoya says she's separated from her man, and she's going to start dating. So of course, ladies start saying, okay, why are you going to start dating? Then if you're going to be separated, then you might as well just get a divorce. And Latoya is like, no, I just want to date, you know. And Drew is trying to put her own two-piece and say, you know what? For me, if you're separated, you might as well just, you know, get the divorce and move on. The separation period is for you to decide where, if you want to go on with the relationship or with the marriage, or if you want to be on your own. I really don't know. I don't know. I don't really think it's your place to tell another woman what to do with her life or have with JJ. No, it's not your place. It's her pussy. And because I'm going to be asking, why you're sitting at home crying and all of that, is the man sitting at home crying with you? Or is he, because a lot of times most men take this opportunity to be like, oh yeah, it's time to groove, it's time to be out there, you know, let's get on that groove back. And then the woman is sitting at home crying and lamenting and hoping for the relationship. No, in my mind, I just think that it's your body, you can do what you want to do. When you as a person feel, okay, you know what, I think I'm at the end of this relationship, I'm done with it. I'm not like, most likely not going to go back to it. And even if you do, you might still go back. It happens, and I really don't think there's any, I think it's for the woman to decide what she wants to do. If she wants to start dating, if she finds someone that catches her attention in the separation period, go for it, girl. I don't totally think that, I don't know, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Anyways, Drew said that her husband was left for 3 days. And they have a very rocky relationship, and he didn't let her know where he was. And the ladies are like, oh, And at this point, Cynthia, before this though, Michael and Drew's husband Ralph go sit down at the lake, and he's already telling us, oh yeah, how things are a little crazy in their relationship. Her mom is in the house and all of that crazy good stuff, and that he'll probably depend on Michael, or yeah, he'll probably depend on Mike to kind of like help him out, you know, talk things through and just be there, you know, they can be friends. And it's kind of nice to actually have someone, since Mike is also not really, you know, a man about Atlanta. He doesn't have too many friends, so it's kind of cool. So they're like, you know what, it's just take it one day at a time. Mike is like, you know what, this is my third this is going to be my third marriage, and I'm already like struggling. I'm already like trying to get through it. Kenya checked her weight, and she's like 88 pounds. Kenya, I'm not really worried about Kenya, because Kenya is such an athletic person that, you know, that she wants, you know, the pandemic, even before the pandemic is over, she's going to be losing that pound like anything, because Kenya literally lives in the gym. So yeah, the only person, Lauren is the only one in that whole group that has kept the weight off. Yeah, everybody has kind of gotten a few pounds here and there, and it's okay. I got a yoga app like 3 months ago. Maybe I probably used it like 2 or 3 times. So yeah, it is what it is. Now, Drew and Ralph's relationship. Drew says they have a very acrobatic, they've been married for 6 years now, and they're hoping to get into 7. So Ralph is doing something really nice. He's got a caterer in the house and some champagne, balloons and all, and he wants to like treat her. So she's very excited. She's dressed and she's going, you know, they're filming all of this. And Drew says, okay, or the husband says, you know what, is our relationship really that good? We want to get to 7 years. Okay, so if you want to get to 7, let's talk about what, you know, hurts us and what is good about the relationship. And she's like, are you sure you really want to do this? Yes. Okay, let's do it. My issue with you is transparency. What are you talking about, transparency? I'm talking about you left the house. You didn't even let me know. You were gone for 3 days. Where did you go? What are you talking? Where did you go? And then he starts going on to talk about how, you know, he's a first generation earner and he's making all this money. And she's like, boy, stop. Just stop. Where did you go? All this story where you're talking about plenty grammar. I just want to know where you waka go. I don't understand how you can leave your house and leave your children and be gone for 3 days and you don't let your wife. That is just irresponsible. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to hit him up on that. That is just absolutely tacky. Because if the woman had like, then of course she now goes on to say, you know, let's just get this you know, topic. He eventually says, okay, yes, he went to Tampa, Florida, that he was at the beach. Then he goes down, okay, he wasn't, and obviously, like, you left the beaches, all the beaches, like, and you went 4 states down or 3 states down all the way to Tampa to do what? You didn't tell me, and could this have happened during the pandemic? Then she asks him, you have these devices in the house, because she saw a picture, and she's like, have you been watching us and all of that? And he says no. And she's like, the thing is, you're not coming up clean. You're not, because she saw a picture in which herself, her mom, and the kids were in the background, and it looked like it was on his phone. So she's like, okay, obviously you went here, so when this thing happened, so there must be and she actually found the device, you know. And she's like, were you watching? And he's like, no. So she's like, you know what, let's just dead this conversation. And she gets up and she walks off, because she's like, look, she can't do it. She just, there's no point. And you hear her talking to her mom or the producers, whoever in the background, and she's like, she wants to, how can you leave your house for 3? I just never understand that. I mean, I think that's just the height of irresponsibility. Nah, it's just wrong. Because if the tables were turned and the woman did that, a lot of times the man will be like, no, this relationship is over. You must have been out, you know. What? I mean, like, yeah, you can leave the house and, you know, I mean, even sleeping outside is a no-no. Like, there's just so many things that are just no-nos, you know. And once you begin to cross that line, you know, it begins to open the door for distrust. And what's making it sad to watch is that her mom is in the house. So she says her mom is seeing all of this. And you know, when you're trying to present that picture to your parents, especially to your mom, your family members, like, oh, your husband is a good person, because you want them to like your spouse, right? And then you're finding out that, you know, and then they're seeing all this stuff play out. It's hard, you know. It's hard, you know. So she can't even fake it to her. She can't even fake it, you know. So she's kind of upset. I totally get it. She has every reason to be upset at her man. I mean, it's irresponsible. That's all I'm gonna say. That's pretty much it. Bravo, people! I know we lashed out to you guys for last week's poor rating, but giving us this extra 15 minutes of Drew and her side story of her husband, that ain't cutting it, guys. Not for me. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to share, be sure to like, and subscribe.